I stood in our kitchen holding my business plan like it was made of glass. My hands shook as I placed the binder on the counter in front of my parents. Mom glanced up from her phone, barely interested. Dad kept scrolling through his tablet. I want to start my own business, I said, voice trembling with hope. Handmade jewelry. I've done all the research, created designs, found suppliers. Mom laughed first, a sharp sound that cut through my excitement. Jewelry? Sweetheart, that's adorable, but it's not realistic. Dad joined in, shaking his head. You need a real career, not some craft hobby. What about that accounting position we mentioned? My chest tightened. I'd spent months on this plan, stayed up late perfecting every detail. This isn't a hobby. I have a real strategy, projected earnings. Stop embarrassing yourself, Mom interrupted. You're 23. Time to grow up. I grabbed my binder and walked out, tears burning my eyes. Outside on the porch, my phone buzzed. An unknown number. The message read, "Heard you have a jewelry business idea. We should talk." Marcus. I met Marcus Chen at a small cafe downtown the next morning. He was my old design teacher from community college, someone I hadn't seen in 2 years. His warm smile immediately eased my anxiety. Your parents shut you down? He asked gently. I nodded, unable to speak without crying. Marcus leaned forward. Listen carefully. I've watched dozens of students with talent give up because their families didn't believe. You have something special. I saw your early sketches, remember? He pulled out his phone, showing me contacts and supplier information. I can guide you, connect you with the right people. But understand this, your parents won't believe until they see real results. You have to build this independently. The weight of his words settled on my shoulders. No family support meant no safety net. Can I really do this alone? I whispered. Marcus smiled. You're not alone. You have me. And you have yourself. He slid an envelope across the table. Inside was $800. Consider it an investment. Pay me back when you're successful. My hands trembled as I accepted it. This was real now. Starting was harder than I'd imagined. I ordered my first batch of supplies using Marcus's money, setting up a tiny workspace in my bedroom. My first design samples looked perfect to me, but when I posted them online, crickets. 3 days passed. No orders. No likes. Just silence. Then the comments started rolling in. These look cheap. Who would buy this? Another wannabe entrepreneur. Each word felt like a punch. I sat on my bedroom floor surrounded by beads and wire, wondering if my parents were right. Maybe I was being childish. Maybe this was just a stupid dream. My phone buzzed. One notification. Someone named Brianna had placed an order. $50 for a custom necklace. My heart raced. But there was a problem, she needed it in 3 days for her sister's wedding, and the shipping alone would cost $30. If I messed this up, I'd lose money and my first real customer. I stared at the order screen, my finger hovering over accept. This was my moment. I clicked it. I spent the next 72 hours perfecting Brianna's necklace. My fingers ached from twisting wire, but I didn't stop. When I finally shipped it, I felt a mix of pride and terror. 2 days later, Brianna posted a photo wearing my necklace at the wedding. She tagged my business page. Most beautiful piece I've ever owned. Thank you. Orders started trickling in. 5. Then 10. I was celebrating this small victory when my younger brother Tyler walked into my room. Mom and Dad are worried about you, he said, arms crossed. They think you're wasting your life. I'm making sales, I replied defensively. Tyler smirked. Yeah? How much? $50? Before I could answer, he grabbed my order notebook from my desk, snapping photos with his phone. Tyler, what are you doing? Someone needs to show them reality, he said, walking out. My stomach dropped. An hour later, I got a message from a potential investor I'd contacted weeks ago. Heard your business is barely breaking even. Not interested. Good luck with your hobby. I knew immediately Tyler had leaked my early numbers to sabotage me. My hands shook with anger as I stared at the investor's rejection message. Instead of confronting Tyler, I did something different. I posted on social media, starting a business means people will doubt you. Even family. But every no just makes the yes sweeter. Day 47, still growing, still building. The post went viral in my small circle. People commented with their own stories of being doubted. 3 days later, a different investor reached out. Her name was Victoria Hayes, and she had a reputation for funding female entrepreneurs. We met at her sleek downtown office. She reviewed my numbers, my designs, everything. I like your resilience, Victoria said. I'll invest $15,000. But there's one condition. My heart soared. $15,000 would change everything. What condition? You have to reveal where you got your initial funding. I need full transparency about all financial backing sources. My stomach sank. If I told her about Marcus's $800, she might see me as too small, too inexperienced. I sat across from Victoria, her sharp eyes watching me carefully. I can't reveal my initial funding source, I said quietly. It's personal, and honestly, it's not relevant to what I'm building now. Victoria's expression hardened. Then we have no deal. She stood, gathering her papers. You're dreaming too small, sweetheart. Come back when you're ready to play with the big players. The door closed behind her, and I sat there feeling hollow. I'd just turned down $15,000 to protect Marcus's privacy and my independence. Was I insane? That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the meeting, wondering if I'd made the worst mistake of my life. Then my phone lit up. A customer had posted a photo of my earrings with the caption, supporting small businesses that create beauty. Within an hour, that post had been shared 40 times. My notifications exploded. Orders flooded in, 20, 30, 50. By morning, I had 72 new orders and my website had crashed from traffic. I called Marcus, laughing and crying simultaneously. It's happening, I whispered. It's actually happening. The orders kept coming, but so did the attention I didn't want. Neighbors started talking. Mrs. Palmer from next door told my mom she'd seen lots of packages being delivered to our house. At family dinner that Sunday, Mom brought it up. So I hear you're still doing your little jewelry thing, she said, voice dripping with concern that felt more like judgment. It's not little anymore, I replied carefully. I have over 100 orders. Dad scoffed. Orders don't mean profit. You're probably losing money on shipping and materials. Tyler snickered. My Aunt Karen, visiting from Seattle, joined in. Honey, I tried selling crafts once. It's fun until reality hits. Maybe you should consider that accounting job. The table fell silent, everyone watching me. I forced a smile. Maybe you're right. But inside, I was planning something else. I'd learned to document everything now. Every dismissive comment, every mocking laugh. I was building something they couldn't see yet. After dinner, my best friend Alexis texted, I recorded some of that dinner conversation. You might want it later. I saved the video without responding. 2 months in, I completed my first major bulk order. A boutique in Portland wanted 50 necklaces for their summer collection. I spent 3 weeks perfecting each piece, barely sleeping, living on coffee and determination. When I delivered them, the boutique owner held up one necklace to the light. These are stunning, she said, then handed me a check for $3,000. I walked to my car in a daze. $3,000. Real money. Professional money. I drove to a quiet park and just sat there, letting it sink in. I'd done this. Me. The girl my parents called impractical. That night, I started documenting my journey on social media. Not bragging, just honest posts about the struggles and small victories. Today I earned more than I ever thought possible doing something I love, I wrote, posting a photo of my workspace. The comments poured in. Encouragement, questions, people asking where to buy. Then I noticed something else. My follower count had jumped by 300 overnight. I was building an audience. A community. Something bigger than just jewelry. Success attracted the wrong kind of attention. A competitor, someone running a similar jewelry business, sent me a direct message, cute designs. Shame if people found out they're not safe to wear. I stared at the message, confused. 2 days later, posts appeared on social media claiming my jewelry caused skin reactions. Anonymous accounts shared fake photos of rashes, tagging my business page. Orders stopped. My inbox filled with concerned customers asking if the jewelry was safe. I felt sick. Everything I'd built was crumbling because of lies. Alexis found me crying in my room. "We're going to fix this," she said firmly. We spent hours investigating. I sent my jewelry to be tested at a certified lab. Every piece came back completely safe, hypoallergenic materials, professional craftsmanship. I also traced the fake accounts back to an IP address. They all belonged to the same person, my competitor. I had proof now. Screenshots, lab reports, everything. I could expose them publicly, destroy their business the way they tried to destroy mine. My finger hovered over the post button. This was my chance for revenge. But was that who I wanted to be? Instead of posting the evidence immediately, I did something smarter. I created a professional statement showing my lab results and safety certifications, never mentioning my competitor by name. Addressing recent concerns, I wrote, "All jewelry tested and certified safe. Full transparency always." I included photos of the certificates and testing process. The post went viral. Customers rallied around me, defending my brand. Meanwhile, my parents kept mocking me online. Mom posted on Facebook, "Some people waste their 20s on hobbies. So glad my daughter is learning this lesson now." She didn't know I could see it. Didn't know I was screenshotting everything. Tyler shared her post, adding, "Reality is hard." But my sales were climbing. I was now averaging $200 a day in revenue. I kept a detailed spreadsheet, logging every sale, every expense, every profit margin. The numbers were undeniable. One evening, an influencer named Jade Martinez commented on my post, "Would love to feature your work. Interested?" She had 90,000 followers. My hands shook as I typed my response, "Absolutely." 3 weeks later, I hosted a small launch party for my new collection. I'd rented a tiny art gallery space, invited local influencers, business owners, and key customers who'd supported me from the beginning. I also sent an invitation to my parents, framing it as just a casual gathering with friends. They showed up looking skeptical. Mom wore her judging face. Dad checked his watch the moment they arrived. Tyler tagged along, smirking. They expected to find me scrambling in a sad little room with maybe 5 people. Instead, they walked into a space filled with 70 guests, string lights, professional displays of my jewelry, and a photographer capturing everything. Jade Martinez was there, wearing my pieces, taking photos for her Instagram. The boutique owner from Portland was chatting with a reporter from a local lifestyle magazine. I watched my parents' faces transform from smugness to confusion to something that looked almost like shock. Mom's mouth literally fell open. "Welcome," I said calmly, greeting them at the door. "Thanks for coming." Before they could respond, Jade pulled me away for photos. I glanced back once and saw them standing frozen in the doorway, finally speechless. The launch party photos went viral overnight. Jade posted a series of pictures wearing my jewelry, tagging my business. Found this incredible local artist, she wrote. Pure talent, pure hustle. Support small businesses. By morning, I had 15,000 new followers. My website crashed again from traffic. Orders poured in so fast I had to create a waitlist. A local news station called, asking to interview me for a segment on young entrepreneurs. My parents watched all of this unfold online. I didn't call them. Didn't rub it in their faces. I just kept working. The day the news segment aired, I sat in my room watching myself on television talk about building a business from nothing. The reporter asked, "Did you have family support?" I paused, choosing my words carefully. I had support from people who believed in my vision. That's what mattered most. It wasn't a lie. It also wasn't the whole truth. That night, I posted a simple thank you to Marcus, calling him the mentor who saw potential when others saw a hobby. I didn't mention my parents. I didn't have to. Everyone watching knew exactly what I meant. Just when everything seemed perfect, I received a legal letter. A company claimed I'd copied their design for one of my best-selling necklaces. They threatened a lawsuit if I didn't stop selling it immediately. I sat in my bedroom, hands trembling, reading the letter over and over. This design was completely original. I had sketches dating back months before their product even existed. But legal battles cost money I didn't have. Mom heard about it somehow, probably through Tyler's snooping. At dinner, she couldn't hide her satisfaction. See? This is exactly why you need a stable job. You can't handle real business complications. Dad nodded. Probably time to shut this down before you get sued for everything. I excused myself, went to my room, and called Marcus. He connected me with a lawyer friend who reviewed my case. "You're completely in the clear," the lawyer said. "Your dated sketches prove original creation. They're the ones copying you." Within a week, we'd sent a response letter with evidence. The company backed down immediately and sent an apology. I posted about it carefully, faced a challenge, proved my integrity, moving forward stronger. I came home one afternoon to find Tyler in my workspace. He was holding one of my new prototype necklaces, the one I'd spent weeks perfecting for an upcoming collection. His phone was out, camera pointed at my designs. "What are you doing?" I demanded. Tyler jumped, nearly dropping the necklace. "Just looking. You're photographing my unreleased designs." My voice was cold. He shifted uncomfortably. "So what? It's not like they're that special." I didn't yell. I didn't grab the phone. I simply said, "Leave. Now." After he left, I checked my hidden camera. Yes, I'd started recording my workspace after his first sabotage attempt. The footage showed everything. Tyler photographing my designs, texting someone, writing down my supplier information. I downloaded the video, backed it up in 3 places, and sat with the evidence. This wasn't just sibling rivalry anymore. This was theft. Part of me wanted to confront him immediately, expose him to our parents. But I'd learned patience. I'd learned strategy. I saved the video and waited. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people expose themselves. 2 weeks later, karma arrived on its own. Someone leaked a video online showing my family mocking me at that dinner weeks ago. The footage Alexis had recorded somehow made it to social media. In it, Mom laughed about my little hobby. Dad dismissed my business as unrealistic. Tyler sneered about my $50 sales. And there was me, sitting quietly, taking it all. The video was captioned, "This is what she was dealing with while building a successful business." It went viral. 50,000 views. Then 100,000. Comments poured in, people defending me, calling out my family's cruelty. My business page gained 20,000 new followers overnight. Orders exploded. But I didn't celebrate. I watched my phone blow up with notifications and felt something unexpected, sadness. This wasn't how I wanted to win. I posted carefully, family is complicated. Building dreams is hard. I'm grateful for everyone who believes in second chances and growth. Moving forward with love. It was gracious. Mature. And it made the contrast between my response and their mockery even sharper. Mom called me 17 times that day. I didn't answer. That night, I wrote something I'd been holding inside for months. A real, honest post about what it felt like to chase a dream while the people who were supposed to love you wanted you to fail. I started this business with $800 borrowed dollars and a bedroom workspace, I wrote. People I loved told me I was wasting my time. But every person who ordered, every kind comment, every share, you built this with me. You believed when they wouldn't. This isn't just about jewelry. It's about proving to yourself that your dreams matter, even when no one else thinks they do. If you've ever been told you're not good enough, this is for you. Keep going. I posted it at midnight, then turned off my phone and cried. When I woke up 6 hours later, the post had been shared 30,000 times. My inbox overflowed with messages. People telling me their stories. Parents who'd doubted them. Partners who'd left. Friends who'd laughed. And how they'd kept going anyway. I read every single message, tears streaming down my face. I wasn't alone. None of us were. 3 months after that launch party, I received an email that changed everything. A major retailer wanted to carry my jewelry in 200 stores nationwide. The contract was for 6 figures. I read the email 5 times, certain I was hallucinating. Marcus helped me review the contract. Everything was legitimate. Professional. Real. The day the announcement went public, it made local news. Local entrepreneur lands major retail deal. They showed my photo, my designs, my story. I watched the broadcast alone in my room. My phone buzzed. Dad calling. Then Mom. Then Tyler. I let them all go to voicemail. That evening, I posted about the deal on social media, keeping it simple, grateful for this opportunity. Grateful for everyone who supported this journey. To anyone who was told their dreams were impractical, keep building. The right people will notice. I didn't mention my parents. I didn't need to. The contrast spoke for itself. They were watching me on TV, succeeding in exactly the way they'd said was impossible. I wondered what they were thinking. If they felt regret. Pride. Shame. But honestly, their feelings weren't my responsibility anymore. I'd built this without them. 2 weeks later, I did a live Q&A on social media. 5,000 people tuned in, asking about starting businesses, handling rejection, staying motivated. Then a comment appeared from Mom's account, so proud of my daughter and everything she's accomplished. The chat exploded. People who'd seen the leaked dinner video recognized her username. Someone wrote, "Wasn't she mocking this same business 6 months ago?" I took a breath, choosing my words carefully. Thank you for the support, Mom. I appreciate everyone who's encouraged me along the way. It was gracious but firm. I didn't pretend the past hadn't happened, but I also didn't attack her publicly. Another comment from Dad, "Always knew you had potential." I smiled sadly at the camera. I think what matters most is who believes in you when there's no proof yet. Those are the people who change your life. The viewers understood exactly what I meant. After the live ended, I posted one more thing, announcing a new initiative. 5% of all profits will fund scholarships for young entrepreneurs who lack family support. Because everyone deserves a chance to chase their dreams. The response was overwhelming. This was bigger than revenge now. The scholarship fund launched a month later. I partnered with Marcus to create a program supporting young people whose families didn't believe in their business ideas. We'd provide seed money, mentorship, resources, everything I'd wished for when I started. The first recipient was a 17-year-old girl named Chloe who wanted to start a sustainable fashion line. Her parents thought it was foolish. Watching her receive that first check, seeing her eyes light up with possibility, I felt something shift inside me. This was the real victory. Not proving my parents wrong. Not going viral. This, helping someone else avoid the pain I'd felt. We hosted a small ceremony for the scholarship recipients. Local press covered it. Jade Martinez attended, bringing more influencers. My business was now generating enough income that I'd moved into my own apartment, hired 2 employees, and was planning a second retail partnership. My parents watched all of this unfold from a distance. Sometimes I'd see them liking my posts, leaving carefully worded comments. But I didn't respond. They'd made their choice when it mattered. I'd made mine too. And I was choosing me. 6 months after that kitchen confrontation, I sat in my new office space overlooking the city. My jewelry was in stores across the country. I had 35,000 social media followers. The scholarship fund had helped 12 young entrepreneurs launch their dreams. Marcus stopped by that afternoon, coffee in hand. "Remember when you walked out of that kitchen?" he said, smiling. "I wasn't sure you'd have the strength to push through." Honestly? Neither was I. He raised his coffee cup. "To proving everyone wrong." I clinked my cup against his. "To proving ourselves right." My phone buzzed. Another message from Mom, "Can we talk?" Really talk? I stared at it for a long moment. Maybe someday we'd have that conversation. Maybe I'd find a way to forgive them. But today wasn't that day. Today, I had a business to run, dreams to chase, and people to help. I turned my phone face down, smiled at my reflection in the window, and got back to work. Because the best revenge isn't proving people wrong. It's building something so beautiful, so successful, so undeniably real that their doubt becomes irrelevant. And I'd done exactly that.